I'm Darren.
Hi, Spencer Oliver.
I'm Sylvester Stallone.
I'm Damon Hayne.
I'm Clarice.
I'm James DeGale.
I'm Angel Townsend.
I'm Carl Frost.
This is The Live Show.
This is The Live Show.
This is The Live Show.
Hello and welcome to The Live Show. We're down in Cardiff, where we're joined by former world super middleweight, light heavyweight champion of the world, Hall of Famer Joe Calzaghe. Joe, how you doing, old mate?
I'm good. It's nice to see you both. So yeah, good to be here.
And what have you been up to?
All different things. My DVD was released end of last year.
I went to it. It was absolute nuts. It was really good, mate. Yeah, glad to be there. Good turnout, wasn't it?
It was good. It was really good. You know. So yeah, just get on with life. Obviously not as exciting as it used to be. But I don't get punched with it anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Things are good. So thanks for coming down.
Cool. Well, we spent last weekend, we went to see old George Groves boxing. Do you think he can get back to the top?
Yeah, obviously, there's a lot of disappointment because, losing 2 or 3 more title fights. It's going to be hard. But, he's trainers changed, obviously, with McGregor now. So,
do you think that'll make a difference?
Potentially, I think it could. Obviously, he's got a way to go, but hopefully he can build his way back up and go for a world title again.
They look good, though, didn't they, down there? George and Shane, they look good.
Yeah, we went down there, we see him training, and I think that in time it'll make a difference. When a fighter gets to a certain stage of his career, a little refreshment like that, change of trainer, can sometimes be good, can't it?
It can be, but obviously a lot of setbacks. You can't say about the fight with Froch. Yeah, a lot of people say, will he ever get over that? At the end of the day, I don't think he's really put that form in as good as, but I think he's still young enough and he has the desire and potential to still...
Because to be fair, if you look at the 2 fights and the rounds, who won the rounds, there weren't much between it, was there? I know Froch won them both, but if you look at the round, who won how many rounds in 2 fights, there weren't much between it, was there?
I think it was the way the fight was finished, though, wasn't it? I mean, the second fight was a bad knockout, and we know ourselves. Some fighters just never...
But that can happen in boxing, can't it? You're going to get hit by an absolute peach, and it can be over. But he showed that he can mix it with the top class. So
yeah, I'm hoping he comes back. He's a great, he's a good guy, and like I said, hopefully he come back and challenge for world honors.
Well, by the way, I'll just quickly say, if you do want to ask a question, you'll see a little thing at the top there that says request to chat. You can just press on request to chat and ask a question. If not, if you're a bit camera shy, you can just type in at the bottom there. So.
Yeah, well, listen, we went to George Groves' fight on Saturday to see how he was going to get on, and we done a little ring walk with him. It was quite an interesting night, wasn't it? A lot of pressure on his shoulders. Let's take a look and see us doing a little ring walk.
It's on a phone, by the way, so ignore the quality. We did it on a phone. I was told it would be better if we did landscape, but we didn't know. And by the way, if the quality is not as good, we're in a hotel in Cardiff this week, so excuse it. There is George pointing down.
What would be going through his mind right now? Walking into there, knowing what the pressure is on his shoulders, knowing it could be potentially all over the business.
I think it's keep him off, on the feet. But obviously he's going to be eager to show everybody he still has potential. So that's what it takes to be a champion again. So I think it's nice to get back in the room, get the ring rest off, have a nice comfortable win, and build from there. It's a building process. Get a new trainer like this guy. And like I said, he's young enough. With the mind. You've got to get so strong.
That's what it is. He's only 27, isn't he? I mean, you think he's been around, was it 3 world titles? I thought he was unlucky last time out when he boxed out in Vegas.
He's never been outclassed. I say he's never been outclassed. I think with Froch, winning the fight, dropped Froch everything in the first round. The second fight was touch and go. Okay, he got knocked down. That happens to fighters. Banu Jack, for instance, close fight. So you can't say that he's gone in the ring and he's been outclassed. So he had some bad luck, and hopefully things will change. Maybe the little things you have to tweak here and there, but hopefully he can do that.
Do you think he can do it? Do you think he can win a world title?
I think he potentially can. I got to be honest, look at the super middleweight division right now. I'm not just saying it, they've been my sparring partners, all of them.
So who would you fight? I mean,
to be honest, fighters like Arthur Abrams still being world champion. Are you kidding me? I think the quality of opponents I boxed back in the day, although some people rip them and slag them off, is because they didn't have the knowledge of the fighters I fought. I fought 6 world champions. That's what I'm saying.
Who was your toughest fight?
Who's my toughest fight? I'm going to say this. Mikko Kessler. Germany. I think Mikko Kessler, the time I boxed him, was an animal. I think he would agree with me. You sparred me before the fight.
Just saying that. When I sparred him, he was the hardest I've ever been hit by. The guy's a joke, an absolute animal. So if Kessler was the best you ever fought, would he beat the best middleweight in the world now?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
At the time I boxed him.
Yeah.
100%.
What do you think about James DeGale? I mean, he's now IBF champion.
Yeah, I think James DeGale, is a very good fighter as well. Like I said, I'm impressed with him as well. I think James, he had a dig deep last time against Butte. And Butte come to fight, he surprised me that he went for that fight. So to go to somebody else's country to win is amazing.
Well, we got a question here from Honest Scouser. What do you think of Amir Khan going up 2 weights?
I think it's a big it's a
he
gamble.
could be a middleweight world champion. How mad's that?
I think it's a massive gamble. He must be paying a lot of money for that fight.
Listen, and do you know what? It's not like he's jumping up and boxing someone who's a light puncher. I mean, Canelo Alvarez he's a big puncher and a big guy as well. When he goes in the ring, he's going to be like 12 stone 7.
I'll tell you what it is I think the mindset. I think Khan believes his speed, but is he going to be able to stay away from Alvarez for 12 rounds doing his boxing? Because Alvarez is good at closing down the gaps, and he makes you pay. When he hits you, he hits hard.
We said that, didn't we, as well? We said on the way down, we said the blueprint would be to copy what Mayweather done to Alvarez. But Khan isn't Floyd Mayweather, is he?
Well, that's the thing. That's why Floyd Mayweather retired undefeated. There's very, very few fighters. You can pick holes in people who they fought, but he's unbeaten for a reason.
Yeah.
Khan's been knocked out a couple of times, and Alvarez can punch. Can Khan stay away for 12 rounds?
That's
boxing.
Do you think he can?
I think he's going to be a big ass. I think he's a big struggle. I think he will cause Alvarez trouble for a while, but for 12 rounds, I think that's going to be a hard mission, especially fighting somebody who is so much bigger naturally. And
that's what I'm saying. With Honest Scouser there, he's not going to hit hard enough, is he, at middleweight? No way. If he's coming up from lightweight, you're not going to be able to hit hard at middleweight. And you think Alvarez has been hit by some of the biggest punches in world boxing?
It's going to be a struggle, but you know what? Boxing is business as well, so I'm sure that he's getting paid.
I'm sure he's getting paid
a lot of money to fight
I'll fight Alvarez now.
Yeah, I would. But I don't think I could lose about 3 stone. 4 stone, man. I chop this arm out.
I don't know, mate. I think you're doing quite good. If I'm honest, you must have lost a bit of weight,
so remember, if anyone wants to come on and ask a question, remember, request a chat. You can keep writing messages at the bottom there, but
come on, let's see your faces. We want to get you up there. Ask Joe Calzaghe a question you don't often see or get a chance to speak to Joe, so get yourselves up there. Let's ask a question. Let's get on it.
Who do you think the best is, Joe? Froch or DeGale? From Jezza?
I think, both are good fighters in their own right. So obviously, Froch was champion, 3 times world champion. I think, they both have different quality attributes. DeGale is still early in his reign. So that's the sort of question you have to answer after.
Who do you think right now, if you used to fight either of them, who would you think would be easiest or hardest?
I think Froch would be the easiest fight for me.
Yeah.
I think speed kills. I think you look at my career. I think my hand speed, and I like to read fighters easily. I don't like southpaws either.
Yeah.
I never like fighting southpaws.
Southpaw didn't like southpaw.
I didn't like southpaw. I boxed 1 southpaw as a professional, 2 southpaws as a professional. And early on in my career, I boxed a guy called Anthony Brooks, a J-Man from America. And I was with Mickey Different-Taylor also, so his 6th fight. I've always had a really good chin, and didn't warm up, went straight into the ring in the Albert Hall, I think it was. And this guy, he just come out. I didn't even know he was a southpaw. I didn't warm up on the pads. He hit me with a left hook, and seriously, that's the most hurt I ever been. I stopped in the 2nd round, but I think I had concussion.
Did you say as well, Mitchell caught you one, didn't he?
Yeah, he wasn't a southpaw, but he just hit
so anyone want to request a chat, come up and have a chat with
me. We had one here as well. We had one here.
If
you were, so Jezza again, if you were fighting, who would you say the hardest to beat at? Who's out there now? I suppose that could be any weight as well. I suppose we're in the middleweight, light heavyweight, super middleweight.
To be honest, I'm not sure, who the champions.
Or would you beat a Golovkin if you used to fight Golovkin?
I think
you're the bigger
I'll tell
guy.
you what, I think Golovkin's a heavy puncher, but I think a lot of these Russians, like the ex-Eastern Bloc, like Kovalev, they are very one-dimensional, but hit very, very hard. So I like to think, that I use my skill and speed, and everything else. I have a good chin. He's a good fighter. Yeah, do you know what I mean? But I always find fighters that are one-dimensional. I do well. Yeah. Do well.
I think we need to see him in a real fight, really, Golovkin, because he's sort of taken everyone apart at the moment, which is you can ask no more of him than that.
And seeing him, I think, move up as well to the super middleweight division, where you proved that he moved up to light heavyweight. Fought the bigger guys. You fought one of the best ever in that division as well. We think of Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah, we're going to say Hopkins, one of the best ever.
Was he a big puncher?
Well, hit me in the first round. I slipped. I like to say I slipped. I thought, shit, I'm on the floor, man. Like Vegas, well, it's embarrassing. But I'll tell you what, with Hopkins, at the end of the day, what Hopkins is great at, he's so frustrated in the box. He's like, I'm an obviously aggressive southpaw, but he done his homework, and his punch output isn't the best, but he's so clever. And when he does throw a punch, that's what's added to his longevity of boxing, because he's so old school. He'll tie you up and he'll give you a
the thing I've noticed when he throws the right hand as well, it seems like he follows it in with his head.
With his head, his elbow, his shoulder, a lot, his knee. He got a lot coming through. But Hopkins was very, very hard fight, and I think only because my work rate in the last 4 rounds took that fight.
What would you say, just going back to yourself, your biggest win was? Your biggest win? I mean, just for...
I have to narrow it down because I always ask this question, and for so many reasons they're different. I think obviously I narrowed down to it like 4 or 5. Is that okay?
Yeah,
God doesn't have that. You're the man. You're the Hall of Fame.
Being New Bank, obviously, realising your dream. Yeah. It's what can I say? It was a great fight, and the hardest fight I ever had.
He's a great champion.
I was world champion for Australia for a long time. Yeah. Beat Jeff Lacey, being the underdog, and
that was
doing
huge,
such a unification fight and doing such a number on him. And my career at 30, I think I was 34 at the time. Finally took off. Obviously, Mikko Kessler, the fight in Millennium Stadium, and then go to America and be a Ring Magazine champion and be a two-way world champion and beat Hopkins.
Can you pick one?
What about Roy Jones? Roy Jones was
I was going to say Roy Jones.
Roy Jones
wasn't Roy Jones the best, but what was like Joe the best? Because 6-7 years ago when I boxed him, he was still a good fighter. They got put out in the first round. And to box at Madison Square Garden, American boxing.
Amazing.
Great.
Can you pick one though? Can you?
You pick one.
I think I think you took the stuffing out of him because he could find out, but he was a feared man, wasn't he? He was almost the equivalent of Golovkin now, wasn't he? No one would have gone near him.
I think it's fair to say, going into the fight, everyone had that 50-50 fight, and you just totally demolished him over 12 rounds, like just took him apart. Well, and I think, to be fair, that was my career best performance.
Yeah, thanks. I think Lacey.
I'll answer Jez's question there. Have you ever thought about making a comeback since? I'm sure you have, but me personally, being a friend of Joe, I would never in a million years let him have a comeback. Because I said to Joe the other day, I was going to come up this week, and I went, we'll do a little training session, we'll have a mess about it. He went, you think about having a comeback? I went, no chance. It was good because I'd never let you come back. So I'm the same with Joe, no chance.
Exactly, no way.
Well, listen, on Saturday night, we was also looking at the undercard and seeing the kids that are coming through and whatnot. Also, the kids who were fighting to save their careers. Now, a fighter called John Ryder, a middleweight John Ryder, good fighter, had been beaten his last fight, and this really was his last chance saloon, wasn't it? It was like there was a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and he was up against a guy, Kaminsky, who turned over a couple of British fighters before, and it was a tough fight, and he was there saving his career. We went into John Ryder's dressing room before the fight and after the fight. Let's take a look how it went. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, better one. All the best, Dom.
Yeah, so we're back on here.
So that was John in the dressing room before there was
to make or break. If John didn't win for me, this he is a plenty man. He's had a couple of good wins. It would have been curtains. He said to us, didn't he, beforehand, if he was losing, he was digging on. So you can imagine how nervous he was. And this is him with his bit of bleeding one. He was over the moon. I'm so happy for John as well. He's an honest pro. He don't beat around the bush. He knows that for him to reach world honours, maybe a touch too far. But if he was actually a British title, I think he's underachieved. So I'm proud of John. He's done really well. This is him afterwards. You don't really see these skills do.
The atmosphere in the dressing room when we was in there afterwards was obviously totally different. He could have cut the tension with a knife, but here he was just told someone removed. He kept his career alive, and I think you're right, Darren. I think if he wins if he doesn't win a British title, he's underachieved. I think he could go as far as winning the European title, but this is what you call one hard graft. He works hard, and one of the nicest guys in the game.
What title was that?
That was WBA international, yeah. So it puts him up in the ratings, but
it was good to see him back, and good to see him back on winning form.
So, honest scouts, what's life like now you're out of the ring? Do you keep yourself occupied enough to fill the gap of boxing?
Nothing's ever going to really fill up, obviously, the gap of boxing. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm back in Wales. I got 2 sons to keep track on.
Lovely kids,
Joe and
really good
Connor, 18, and yeah, it's nice to be home settled. I still keep myself in shape. I do a few businesses and so on. And yeah, it's great to sort of sit back, chat to you guys and look on. And
how long was you in London for? You was in London for
I was in London for 5 years. I still got a place in London, but yeah, I think for 4 years. That's how we met. We met yours, and
you look a lot healthier since you've moved back to Wales.
No shit.
Were you blaming me?
Did I say that?
Yeah. Remember, come on. If anyone wants to ask a question, come up. Just request a chat. Come on, Joe wants to take a question. We want to
see some faces. We want to see some faces. We're seeing a lot of people writing underneath and whatnot.
A question. I'll ask you a question then. If it's unbearable to think about it, but say if you had suffered a loss as a pro, how do you think, would you have carried on boxing?
Of course.
Say if it was...
Of course.
Say, for instance, if they're Lacey fight, say if you lost to Lacey.
Yeah.
Are you carrying on?
Of course. If I lost to Roy Jones, I'd box again.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't leave boxing and lose it.
And I'll tell you that, because I know your stories are a lot different. There was nothing you could do about it, Spencer. But me personally, retiring a loss, I'm injured. I don't have this, it was totally different, but it leaves that sour taste in my mouth, knowing that I've retired and lost, and it's horrible. When you look at your ratings or anyone's your record, and you've retired and lost, it does drive me mad a little bit. Not enough to make me come back my end, but it's still horrible, and I can understand where you're coming from there.
Yeah, because when I retired from boxing, I made a conscious decision before the fight with Roy Jones.
Yeah,
I was injured all the time, and yeah, that was it. I spoke to my family, my kids, my dad.
Listen,
was getting corners and everything else.
When it's done,
I
think when it's done, I think it's fair to say, with fighters, they pack up, and then 2 years later they think, yeah, I want to come back. I want to make a comeback. Once it's left you, it's left you, and it's like once it's set in your head, that's it. I'm retiring.
The point I'm making is because I was undefeated. It was easy for me to retire.
Yeah, of course.
Sure. Because the legacy that I created, never lost. 10 years world champion. I've won every single belt. It's a super ring magazine. So after I lost, would have been more financial. I can get a couple million. I'll fight this guy. I'm not the best I can be, but I will still fight this guy because I've got to lose. But I had something to lose, and that was my record. And at the end, I'll be honest with you, I was cutting corners. My last fight, I was injured, and I sat down with Dad, and he said, Joe, can't let this happen the same. I said, I know, Dad, this is my last fight. So before I went in that ring, I was counting down the rounds with Roy Jones. This is the last round of my life. Round 12, look where I am, and that's where I dropped my hands. I was enjoying myself and doing all this because I wasn't trying to like ridicule Jones, but I was just enjoying my last.
Enjoying your last.
I didn't want to knock him out. I was happy to do 12 rounds. I was happy.
One of the best things I see on Twitter as well. Twitter's brilliant, and there was Joe Calzaghe how to showboat a showboater. Have you seen it? When you got your hand behind your back and you sort of
I've done the Roy Jones with Roy Jones done it for everybody just so many years. It's called karma.
Right, hold on. We've got Sean here, Sean Carroll. How do you think you would have beaten Carl Froch? Obviously, you would have.
I just use my speed. I think my movement, my speed, and my work rate. Obviously, you know, he's strong game. He's I think he's quite awkward, long arms. But speed kills. I always say that, and I always found a way against slower guys. That's where I'm more impressive. You know, and I think he's quite predictable as well. So I think I think I'm the one that quite comfortable.
Was there anyone you sparred with? I know it might be a stupid question. Anyone you sparred with that was actually tougher than anyone you fought? Was there any? Did you have any tough spar? No, you didn't have no tough spar.
No, I was having to spar with heavyweights when I was about 18, 19. Yeah. And then I didn't find it very good because they were too slow. So when I got linked, my career was injured. I was sparring with like middleweights and just using fast hands. Yeah, of course. Because obviously, you know, my hands were bad, so I never loaded up in sparring. And I found that beneficial because, you know, because I was fast for super middleweight, high work rate and moving and just.
And you kept that speed, didn't you? You kept that speed right to the end.
Yeah,
I mean, I saw something on Twitter, funny enough. A tweet that someone put, I don't know if it was you or someone put it out of you on a bag just last week or whatever, and the hand speed was still. The hand speed was still exactly the same. If I'm honest, when you was boxing, and that's not just blowing smoke up your ass because you said it's true.
Well, the difference is I can't do 12 rounds like that. I mean, that was just a 12-second clip. So I can do that for 12 seconds. I think like time out. It
was a quality 12 seconds.
I think the reason I asked that question is because probably the 3 spars I've done with Calzaghe at Denmark were probably the most unstuck I've ever felt in a ring. You know, I've never felt that lonely in a ring ever, and it was horrible. We've got hold on. Well, Jezza, I could answer this question because I've been in the valleys. And how do you keep so fit?
Just a lot of hills.
A lot of hills. Listen, I used to say like, go to training camp. This is the training camp. South Wales Valleys is training camp. So where I live, there's a hill everywhere. So since I started boxing at the age of 9, 10, I used to do these runs and the vertical. So nothing on the flat. Everything was the hills, fresh air, left alone, and this was training camp.
I think stamina though is built up from when you're a kid. Like it's impregnated in you from an early age. You're running up those hills, you're doing whatever. You can't just decide at 22, 23, I'm going to up my training now, and you're going to get fit and do the 12 rounds. I think that it's something that happens right from the beginning, from when you're a kid. And if you work hard when you're a kid, obviously the 12 rounds doesn't become a problem.
That's it. Yeah, like I won my first schoolboy being at 13, so my father was my trainer, and luckily for me, more like he pushed me as a professional.
He's brilliant at that.
So honestly, my fitness is awesome.
If you haven't seen Joe's film, I think your dad. Sorry to take it away, but he's a star. He's fantastic. He's absolutely brilliant. Priceless. Absolute comedy goal. I really enjoyed it. But
right, so listen, let's go on to just quickly. Just moving on. I mean, going back to the show on Saturday, there was a young kid that boxed on the show Saturday, O'Hara Davis. Don't know if you've heard of him. He was having his 10th fight. I think he's had 6 or 7 knockouts. They call him the new Nigel Benn. The kid, I mean, he's a lovely kid outside the ring.
He's a lovely kid. Very eccentric.
He's so soft outside, but inside the ring he's so dangerous. And he's just smashing people up at the moment. I think he's going to be a future star. And we was fortunate enough to catch him outside the dressing rooms just after his fight. And we had a little chat with him. I mean, the quality's not particularly good here, but let's see if we can catch what he was saying. Yes, here with O'Hara Davis after his 10th straight win.
2 tanks.
What a performance.
It was a good fight. I loved it. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought the fight was going to be like quite tough, but I put him down in the first.
You called it though. You said it'd be a cut around job.
Yeah, but even though I said it, I still expected it to at least hit me a few times to give me a bit of a challenge, but it's fairly easy. And
now what?
April 9th, hopefully I get a title fight. That's what I've been waiting for.
Any names out there you're after?
Anyone really. Anyone that's got the title is that wants to fight. I'm up for it.
Who's Southern Area champion? So I should know this.
Michael Devine or Floyd Moore, one of them.
You fancy that one, yeah?
I fancy both of them, but both of them don't. Both of them don't want to fight me. Honestly, Kevin Hooper is the current English champion. Eddie offered him a lot of dough, and he turned it down. Like money that he's not going to make in his next few fights, and he turned it down. But now I'm the mandatory for the English title, which he's fighting for in March. So hopefully after that, he'll either have to vacate the belt or Fight me.
There's a question I asked Rose in the quickfire. I'm curious, I want to ask you this one because I know that how much you want to be a millionaire. 5 mil or a world title?
5 mil.
He's got his head screwed up. Ricky, mate, this is a great performance.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the next one.
Thanks a lot.
Cool, bro.
Nice. 2 tanks. 2 tanks.
Well, there we was. We heard from 2 Tanks O'Hara Davis, and trust me, this kid, I'm going to put money on this. This kid, I believe, is going to go all the way because I think he fights like Nigel Benn. He's a little bit reckless, hands down, but
he's so unorthodox. He's got the weirdest style ever. He's got his hand down low, and he's sort of in and out. He's got the longest arms I've ever seen on anyone. What advice would you give to someone who's had 10 fights? Unbeaten. They're obviously getting a little bit confident. You know what I mean? They're thinking, oh, you know, I'm the main man.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone?
I'd give them advice there. Take the £5 million. All day long, man. All day long.
He's a sensible kid, right?
Yeah. Take the £5 million. Take it. No, but seriously, keep yourself grounded and keep working hard.
I think it's simple advice, mate. It's what you put in is what you get out. As long as you're grafting,
keep grounded as well.
Keep grounded. You meet the same people on the way up as you do on the way down.
Yeah, you're right.
If things go wrong, it's people that pick the pieces.
Can I just say something, right? Anyone there, look, honest scouser, you've asked a lot of questions. Why don't you come on stage and ask us a question? Oh, we've got Michael Dacey.
Mike Dacey.
Come on, ask us a question. If you can put him up there, Catherine. Anyone there, put him, Michael, up and ask. You can ask a question.
Michael Dacey looks like he's ready.
Dacey, there you go. Look, he's ready to go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Hey, Mike, how you doing, mate?
All right, how you doing, boys? You all right?
You're good. I've got to tell you, Mike Dacey, Magic Mike Dacey, by the way, he trains in my gym, this guy.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's done a couple of white collar fights now. He's boxed against the army a couple of times. And yeah, he was talking about moving up to middleweight, trying to tempt you out of coming out of retirement. So
the problem is he's 15 stone.
That's about it. Yeah. How you doing, Mike? What's the question, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. So, all right, Joe. So out of all the fighters, all the boxers, who is it you particularly disliked and actually liked fighting against and winning against? Not for the belt or anything, but just someone you particularly disliked.
I think it was Wenzo Marshika. I remember
in 2000. It was big noise about him.
There was a lot of noise coming from America, and he was so arrogant, coming up with a massive entourage. Just me, my dad, and my cornerman, and destroyed him in 5 rounds. Took a lot of pleasure from that fight.
I remember that. He come over with a big mouth, didn't he? A really big mouth.
He just beat Glenn Johnson. Glenn Johnson could fight. He beat Glenn Johnson in the mandatory. He come over and just took him apart 5 rounds. But that was the first fight that after 2 years of horrible time in boxing where I couldn't spar, I started sparring again. Started to feel myself, and it was just brilliant. Boxing, I think it was Wembley Arena, and dismantling the 5 rounds was enjoyable.
Brilliant.
Nice one, Michael. Thank you.
Nice one, Mike.
Hold on, before you go, one more question then. So you're talking about comebacks and that. Joe, what do you think about the old Frank Bruno thing?
That's interesting.
You heard about it?
No, he should never come back. Yeah,
did you see him spend on the
pad? Never.
I see him on the pads, and I've got to be honest, mate. It looked like a kid that never even really been in the gym before, which is quite sad because Frank is a national treasure and everyone loves him. And I think that, this is a classic example of a guy that's struggling to live with life without boxing, and he's never really found any direction. And I think the only thing that really gives him direction is boxing. So at the sad old age of 54, he's talking about coming back. And us as boxers, I'd hate to see that. I mean,
it'd be criminal. It'd be criminal. I mean, there's no way he can come back. He's not well. There's no way he can come back to boxing.
Yeah. Cool. Brilliant, Mike.
Nice. All right. Cheers, boys.
Take care, mate. Thanks for coming on.
See you later.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Okay.
I'll ask you another question, Joe. Because it was well documented your hands went. Could you pinpoint a part of your career when your hands were gone, when you knew they were shot to pieces?
No, at the end of my career, but I suppose I had bad hands for age 40.
You stopped. I mean, you went from I don't know how many fights you had. You stopped literally everyone, didn't you? Then you changed your style a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah. I suppose first 19, 20 fights. I knocked about 17, 18 out. in the first couple of rounds. And we couldn't get sparred. The first person to go distance with me, because no super middleweight journeyman would fight me.
Right.
No light heavyweights would fight me.
Yeah.
So at the fight, actually, the first person to take the distance was a guy called Bobby Joe Edwards.
I remember Bobby
was
Joe.
Chrissy Bang's cousin. Yeah. So he took that fight. It took me 8 rounds, right? Was you at that fight?
Oh, was that fight?
I
Yeah.
hit with an uppercut, my hand went, and he didn't move. So I knew I was going to go the distance.
Bobby Joe Edwards was that guy that was a journeyman, but you know when he used to turn people over from time to time. Like, if he put some prospect in there and the prospect went in there with the wrong mindset, he got turned over. So it was like it was a good test at that stage of his career.
There's always that journeyman that can always sort of borderline journeyman. You know, journeyman who can fight.
Yeah.
They're not really journeyman. They want to turn the screw.
They've been managed badly. That's what it is. They're not really journeymen. I think if they were given a different direction, they could have actually made something. And you get that a lot in boxing.
Well, we ain't got a great deal of time left on this. So if anyone wants to ask a question, anyone, just request the chat coming. We ain't got long now.
Last minute or so
coming up. Miss your chance to ask a legend the question here.
The Hall of Famer, Mr. Joe Calzaghe, is going to be signing off very shortly. So if anybody... nobody's going to come up, so I think I'm going to have to wrap it up here, guys, if I'm honest. So I think that, listen, it's been great coming down to Wales, Joe. It's been great giving us time. I mean, a true legend, mate, and it's been an absolute honour to be in your presence. I think for myself, Spencer Oliver,
me, Darren Barker,
and the legend that is Joe Calzaghe, this is the live show. Thanks for coming on. Tune in every week, 8 o'clock.
Every week.
GMT, you can get us on here. You're going to get a legend, maybe not Joe Calzaghe, but a legend on every week. We want to see you on here, 8 o'clock. Let everybody know as well that this goes into the archives, so anybody that's missed it, you will be able to get our show on the archives. Thanks very much, Joe. You're a true legend, mate. God bless. From all of us, this is the live show.
Good night.